G'day everyone, just an easy unscripted video today from my living room again, focusing on relationships between men and women and the problems that exist. And today I want to pull the curtains away a little bit and expose the forces of evil and their agenda and their drive, their motivation for attacking marriages. So I'm going to go start at the beginning with a man starting to look for a wife. And this cannot happen inside families. You have to find a female from a distant family or from an unrelated family to produce children without genetic defects. So in a similar way, the Messiah had to travel from afar to this planet to come and secure his bride. So that's the first mark of the parallel between the message of redemption and uh, male-female relationships as such. The second point, I want to dig a little bit into the human genetics, and I will start with blood. Now, blood is a key part of redemption in the Old Testament. The first traces go back to that just pop into my mind is the Israelites of old painting the blood above their doorposts to protect them in Egypt. And then they began to sacrifice the lambs and sprinkle the blood on the altar and so on as a pointer towards the Messiah. And then we find the ultimate embodiment of this in the Messiah shedding his blood for mankind during the crucifixion. The nails, and then the soldiers driving the spear, or one of the soldiers driving a spear into his side. So the periods, basically, ladies, gentlemen, is without bloodshed, there is no new life. Without the fertility, the periods are a marker of fertility that points towards the ability to create this new life. And then the second one is birth. And I found it quite hard to understand why the Almighty Creator of heaven and earth would produce or manufacture, for the lack of a better word, humans that give birth in such a painful way. Surely there could be an easier way, unless there is a message in this whole process. And you see, once again, without the Messiah going through pain, there is no new life without his sacrifice and excruciating circumstances. The next one, I want to dig a little bit into the work of the Holy Spirit before new birth happens, a new life. You see that the process is actually that the Holy Spirit begins to work and to pull people deep inside in their being and then lead them to new birth and new life. And that is very similar to semen entering the uterus and then a sperm cell merging with an egg cell to produce over time this new baby. And then there is the church that, once the new life is produced, you find husband and wife working together to nurture and to sustain and to provide for children, whatever they need to become full-grown humans, independent. And you see, that points actually towards the church, where the church is the place and the group of people and the environment in which new believers are exposed to teachings, to sustenance, such that they can grow up and become fully functional and hopefully fully mature Christians. And then the wife is very much involved in nurturing the children, and that is very much the role of the church as well. And then the husband, in the traditional role, acts as the provider and the protector. And you find that in the spiritual realm as well, that Christ guards his church. Despite everything that goes on, he's still there protecting, shielding, and providing. So now the whole thing is that the devil is not stupid. He understands the message of redemption possibly as good as you are, or quite possibly much better than any one of us. I mean, this is the process that led to his downfall and his demise. So it stands to reason that he would hate it. And that's when you engage in a marriage. The whole process of the marriage, and especially a happy one, becomes a stench to the devil. And his work is to derail the plan of salvation. And so, in working to derail marriages, he actually brings to life a mirror image of what he is trying to achieve in the spiritual realm. I hope you find this talk interesting, and I wish you well.